Hi. So this video will be in English and I'll try to speak as slow and as clear as possible because I want to convey this message to the farther audience which natively speak English or they understand English in such a way that they can understand the point I'm trying to convey here. So basically, some time ago, not some time ago, basically a lot of years ago, a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, posted some perspective of his on life. So in a way, he said that giving birth is a selfish act. Like giving birth is a selfish act of parents because they want their dreams and their opinions to be opinionated. Like they want their children to follow something that they couldn't do, or like they want to shove that thing in their children's face, in their offspring's face, or like life. But and at that time I supported his view, not supported his view, I supported his opinion because at the end of the day, what is life? Life isn't possible without physics. And when someone likes physics, they question everything. And the main thing is, the basic thing is, people and animals and every organism that have a brain, like a brain that functions, a collection of tissues and atoms that constitute to get a brain, like a something that exists here inside our head, a brain, right? So the organisms that have a brain have the ability to think for themselves, to fend for themselves, to understand the existence of God and to deny it, like totally deny it. There is no God. They can say that because they have a brain, and they can then find their way towards the God, towards God, or towards the truth. And at the end of the day, I think both are the same things. But to just label someone negative and they say that hey, their opinion doesn't even matter because they said something that opposes our natural way of thinking, that is not wrong. That is very wrong. That is wrong, and that should not be the case. Like even in our history, the women who stood up for themselves were called witches and they were burned because people cannot take the truth. They want to have a easy way out. They want to live in a comfortable spot for the rest of their lives. And when people start to ask questions, when they question the authority, then when they question the authority, like the greatest authority is God, right? There's nothing greater than authority of a God. But when people question that, people take it like personal level, like I'll save God, I'm here for God, why did you question God? But at the end of the day, like the main thing is, we have a brain that functions, we have a brain that can ask questions. We are not some organism that goes within and with an animal instinct, like an ant for an example. It only acts by its instinct. It is connected to God in such a way that we are not, and we have the ability to connect and expand our consciousness by our work, by our deeds, and by our actions. So that is what makes us different from those animals, those organisms, because we can think for ourselves, right? And one more thing, like this is something I wanted to talk about. And one more thing, like I'm only starting out to speak in English, so I might make some mistakes. But to like the way I speak English is that I like have a voice in my head which I continuously try to showcase, like which I continuously like bring it to light. And when I do that, I like make mistakes and I fix them in real time. So in a way, I make mistakes, but I fix it in real time. So it becomes a continuous process, a process that is going simultaneously with me speaking and with me having a voice in my head that corrects me before I even speak. So this is a way I think, like this is a way I think people should try to learn English when they're starting out. And learning a language is very easy, and English is one of the most easiest language. Also, I have an idea, like a sort of an idea, like reading the lips, reading what someone is saying, like without even playing the volume. So people who are deaf, they should be like given some form of exercises, like exercises such as A, B, C. Someone should recite these words in front of them, recite these alphabets, and they should, like the people who are deaf, they should like focus on the movements of the lips. I know there exist sign languages, but that is a slow process. To make it faster, the people who are deaf should train their minds in such a way that they can begin to learn the movement of the lips. and I began to understand what the other person is saying without even having to, you know, see sign languages, because sign languages is slow as fuck. Sorry. So yeah, that is something that I have in my mind. And today's video is like very opinionated. I can be wrong, I can be right, and I can be in a like middle position. But this is something I wanted to talk about. So yeah. Also, some people like have had questions about if the things I said or the things that I do is original or I am taking it from someone. So the main thing is I've always had these kind of ideas in my mind. Like, I've always had images of things. Like, usually I don't put out things in such a way. I'm usually like the person who likes to keep it to themselves, like keep my opinions, my thoughts and my voices to myself. But nowadays I'm trying to express them. So in a way I'm trying to only express the things that I've thought of, which are original, which are my original thoughts. But because I didn't say that earlier, or maybe some context or some words may match with someone who has said that earlier or may say it later, it doesn't mean that the things that I'm saying right now is not original. It is original because I'm not like transcribing something, writing something. I'm just opening my camera and opening up to you, and I just only think about what the things I want to talk about. Like the thing I'm saying right now, this was not planned. I'm only saying these things like live. I'm doing it live. So I only calculate the things that I want to talk about, and the other things that I fill in between are the things that I am doing right now. So yeah, thank you for watching. Also, you can give some opinions or some examples in the comment section. I'll look at them, and thank you for watching. And if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Only if you like the video and you want these opinions to be, shared and like listened to and something like that. So yeah, thank you. Bye.